Hi everybody, today we have a kind of short and easy yoga flow. We'll start out with a couple minutes of breathing to get into this, and then we'll just do a couple really classic yoga moves, but it won't be very long. We'll be focusing a little bit on form, so if you've never done some of these moves before, you'll get an opportunity to have them explained. If you're totally been doing yoga for years, it's still a great opportunity for you to check in with what you're doing. And then we're going to close with a little bit of a longer savasana meditation. I'll guide you through some of the things that I do when I'm in that pose. And this is a really great yoga practice to do right away in the morning to get you energized and focused for the day, but it's also very relaxing, so it could be a great way to end the day as well. Enjoy! So we'll start in a nice comfortable seated position and have your hands palms open on your knees. A nice tall spine. Think about your heart over your hips and your jaw relaxed and your neck relaxed. You can have your head down just slightly. And breathing in nice and deeply. Breathing in, your stomach going out like a balloon. Hold it for a moment and exhale completely. And we'll just do that for a few more breaths. And now take one more big breath, coming back up, and we'll do some very gentle circles with our neck, sort of a side to side with our nose. Very gentle in the neck. And now some shoulder circles going back one way, really getting that blood moving through shoulders and the upper body a little bit. And now move the other direction. We'll feel a little bit different, but getting those muscles slowly waking up. And take a nice big breath up, really nice and tall, stretch, and we're going to bring those hands all the way down behind you and lace your fingers and stretch, opening up those shoulders, stretching out those shoulders, leaning forward as far as feels comfortable. You can just link your thumbs too if you're not able to grasp your fingers. Hug one knee, your right knee, and feel a stretch in the hip and breathe into your back. Feel like you have your ribs expanding out like gills and you're opening up your back. Switch the foot that is forward on your cross leg and once again take it forward with your stretch. I had to sort of clasp my fingers a little bit differently to get a good stretch in there, so whatever opens up your shoulders. And when you release, we're going to hug the opposite knee now, the left knee, feeling a stretch in the opposite side. It's just a nice gentle way to get going. Again, breathing in, opening your back. Feel like the whole back and bottom and lower back is opening up and breathing. And gently get onto your hands and knees. Once again, your fingers are splayed and your wrists are right under your shoulders. Your knees are apart a little bit. We're going to inhale and go up like a cat and exhale, reverse gently. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale, bring it down. Real gentle moves. Once again, just warming up those muscles, getting blood and oxygen moving through your body. And I do sort of a sideways movement here where I sort of do cat and cow, arching sideways, just opening up that side body a little bit. Just feels really good. This should all feel really good in the beginning. Now moving our hands apart, sending it back to downward dog. Let's talk a little bit about downward dog. Once again, you're pushing into your whole hand, not just your wrist. There's a long line from the crease of your wrist all the way down to the back of your hips. I'm kind of pedaling it out, moving my knees, really trying to get a lot of fluidity in there, get the blood moving. Almost feel like there's someone who's standing behind you, pulling your hips back, up and top, so you're not crushing forward. All right, we're going to walk to the front of our mat and hang over for forward fold. In this first forward fold, let your knees bend generously. Just be really comfortable here. Grab your elbows, rock side to side. Get the blood moving through the back of your legs. Slowly, we're going to inflate with a long neck, long spine. Hands can be on the floor or on your thighs, and one vertebrae at a time, roll all the way up top. Big breath up, hands up, and exhale, prayer hands at your chest. And now we're going to inhale up again and exhale all the way forward, nice open chest. Take it all the way down to forward fold, and then an inflate with a flat back, and exhale, bring it all the way down. Hands on either side of your foot. Bring your left foot back, and we're just going to take a moment to open up the hip. Open chest, smiling forward. You can have your knee down if it's not feeling so great to be up on that back leg, but we're just opening up the hip. Take it back to plank pose. Take it for plank even if you don't normally like to be up here, and that takes a lot of strength. Think about a really tight core, tight stomach, and then you can go down to your knees, pull your triceps in by your ribs and come down. And now up for baby cobra, long spine. Stretching up just a little bit and flip your toes under and push back into downward dog. Breathing really deeply. Always remember to engage that breath, breathing in and out as vigorously as you want to keep that breath moving. And now we're going to take our left foot forward into a lunge and stretch out on that other side. Same deal, if you want to lower your knee, you can, just to get a good stretch in the hip. But if it feels good to have that back leg up on the toe, do it. We're going to push forward, walk or push forward to forward fold. And flat back inhale, exhale, bring it down. Inhale, one vertebrae at a time, come to standing overhead, and exhale, prayer hands, Tadasana. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring it all the way back down again. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bring it down. Bring your hands back, your feet back rather, plank position, knees or toes. If you're going to be on chaturanga, we'll take it down and slowly bring it up to upward dog or baby cobra. Upward dog, we're kind of lifted off the ground a little bit. Make sure that your spine is long. Push back, exhale into downward dog. Get comfortable in that position. And we're going to raise up that left foot, three-legged dog behind you. And bending that knee, take it all the way forward in between your hands to pivot on the back foot and spiral it up to Warrior Two. Warrior Two has that front foot pointing sideways, but the back foot is pivoted so that it's facing the same direction as your hips. You have your knee turned open, long, strong back legs, open chest and ribs, long spine, and arms out to the side. I kind of adjust myself a little bit in this to make sure I'm not squeezing or cramming anything. Bend that left elbow and right comes all the way up top. Nice open ribs here. We're not crashing down. We're not going for smashing in half like a sandwich. Nice and open. Your arm can be straight up to the ceiling or over your ear. Bring it back to Warrior Two. Straighten up your leg. Kick your hips back. We're going to go into triangle pose. One arm is resting down on your leg. The other is up to the ceiling. And again, no matter how low you go or how high you are, you want to have a lot of integrity of both sides of your upper body being open and long, not bending in half or smashing. Back to Warrior Two. And we're going to spin back into plank position and go through a vinyasa. So lower chaturanga down, take it up to baby cobra or upward dog. And exhale, push into downward dog. And now right foot goes up nice and high. Behind you, three-legged dog. Bend it, take it all the way forward, spinning, pivoting on the back foot into Warrior Two on the other side. Once again, take a moment to check your form. Make sure both legs are strong. that your knee isn't going over your toes. Find the stance you're comfortable with. Nice open ribs and hips. That knee is open. Strong legs. Relaxed shoulders. Lots to think about, but no matter how long you're holding the pose, you just check in with yourself. Side angle pose, same deal. Nice open ribs. So some people will take their right hand all the way down to the ground, and that's okay as long as you're keeping a nice openness and you're not folding over. And inhale back up to Warrior Two. Straighten your legs, kick your hips back, and bring yourself into triangle pose. Again, don't worry about how low you're taking these poses. Just try to get a nice, good form in there. Yoga is such a great way to get that internal tape to see if you're being really competitive with yourself or if you're being self-denigrating to yourself. Just listen to that tape because it tells you something about how you're living life in general and what you're saying to yourself in life. Breathing deeply, take it back up to Warrior Two. We're going to push off on the back foot and take it into the front of the mat for Tadasana. Just take a moment to feel your feet on the floor, all 4 feet on your mat, standing up nice and tall. And just take a moment to feel how different you might feel now. Inhale up, prayer hands. Inhale back up nice and tall and all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, nice flat back. Exhale, bring it down. Take your hands on either side of your feet. Bring yourself back to plank position. Knees or toes, take it down to the ground. And baby cobra or upward dog. I took a baby cobra this time. And exhale into downward dog. Breathing deeply while you're in all these poses. And we're going to take our left foot back, 3-legged dog, bend it, take that left foot all the way forward and come up. So now we're in crescent, high lunge. Both of our feet and our hips are facing in the same direction. So we're forward. Nice long spine. You're not crashing your lower back. Arms up overhead, relax jaw, relax shoulders and neck. And point your fingers, clasp your fingers, and your index fingers are together. This is a sort of truth, sort of a reminder to cut through all the crap and be authentic within yourself. And so this is a mudra, hand position that is meaningful. We take a little twist toward the bent front knee. Go as deeply as you want to go in that twist, and remember, it's not how far you twist, but that you just have nice form. Take it down to downward dog. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So now our right foot is going to come back into 3-legged dog, bend it, bring it all the way forward into high lunge or crescent. Hips and feet and toes are all facing the same direction. Get yourself aligned up nice and comfortable. You can adjust your feet further back or further forward. Sword of Truth mudra. You can do any mudra that you want, any hand position you want. This is just an option. I kind of like this. I've just discovered this. Bring it back up, prayer position, and we're going to tilt once again toward that front bent knee for a nice little spinal twist. This can be really easy. Don't feel like you're trying to turn into a pretzel. Just getting a spinal twist, challenging your body just a little bit and noticing how you feel as you're challenging it, that you're still being gentle to yourself while you're challenging. And bring it to the front of the mat. And facing forward, we're going to do a couple of standing pose. Put all your weight on one side. This is tree pose. And the foot that is balancing can be low or as high as you want, as long as you can hold it there. You can choose your hand position. There's lots of options. Breathing deeply, feeling like roots are going down your heel into the ground. And focus on a drishti, a little focal point somewhere that's not moving to allow you to better balance. The mudra I have here is a hand position low and your belly to remind you of your safety and security within yourself. That sense of home. All right, adjust your balance to the other side. Find your little drishti, your focal point. Place your foot where it wants to be. I could not put this foot up that high for a very long time because my hip was not loose on that side. It took me months and months of practice to be able to get it up that high. So don't worry about if you're just starting out and you feel like you can't do things as how you want to. Just take time, be gentle with yourself, and your body will start to get more flexible. Breathing deeply in your tree pose. This is one of my favorite poses. And bring it down. Relax, shake it out. That feels good. All right, bring it up to the front of the mat. One last vinyasa. Inhale, exhale, all the way down. Forward fold. Inhale with a flat back. Exhale, bring it down. Bring yourself to plank position. Last time, lower it down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale into downward dog for the last time. For the last time. Enjoy it. Breathe deeply. Take it down to child's pose. Relax. Relax your lower body. Relax your arms. Stretch it out. Take a moment and just breathe. Enjoy how you're feeling. Hands and knees. We're going to try camel. So this is a little bit of a back bend, but be gentle with yourself. Come up in your toes. You can just put your hands on your lower back and with a long spine, almost like you're trying to look at something on the ceiling. I'm going to go a little bit lower because that feels comfortable for me, and I've worked into this over many, many months and years, but do what feels comfortable, and always think of that spine being long so that you're never going to hurt it. If you ever practice some back bends and your lower back hurts, then you're smashing a little too hard. Gently back into child's pose to get that opposite feeling. Crisscross your feet, bring them forward. We're going to go into boat pose. So hands underneath your knees, slowly walk those knees up. And at any point here, you can stop and just hold it, holding those core poses really tight, a nice open chest so you're not rounding with your back. And I'm just playing around here. I like to keep these moves fluid rather than static. So I kind of move around like I'm swimming. And then gently bring it back. Reverse of what you did. We're going to come up for a side plank. There's lots of options. Make sure your hand is right below your shoulder, and you can have your lower knee bent. You can have your top knee bent. This is an intermediate. It still kind of holds you up, or you can just try to make a T. My hip is always wonked a little up top, but that's because I'm trying to really focus on strengthening those side muscles and not collapsing. Move over to the other side. Find that foot position that you like. You can add a little flare as you're feeling comfortable. And squeezing that hip up, tight core. Breathing deeply. And bring yourself back to plank, down to your knees, child's pose. And I have my hands behind me this time. This is a child's pose option. Another way to do it, and this is just a great way to relax. Always feel free if you're getting tired to go to child's pose. Crisscross your feet, bring those feet forward, and we're going to lie flat on our back, pushing down with your heels so much that your hips come off the ground, and I lace my fingers underneath me and come up almost on the tops of my shoulders, squeezing my knees together, squeezing my hips, pushing down on my heels. Great. This is a bridge pose. Really great for strengthening the muscles in the back of the body. And gently bring it down, hug in your knees, and rock side to side. This should feel really good, massaging your back and your spine. And now we're going to cross the right over the left. It's kind of an interesting move. It's a spinal twist, but you have your legs sort of crossed. Your arms are sort of in their goalpost cactus position, and you're looking over to the other side. A nice, good spinal twist. Breathing. And go ahead and bring those legs back up and switch so that your left is crossed over the right and it falls over to the right side. So it's not just a stretch you're going to feel in your back, but actually in your hips too sometimes. So all of those muscles are being kind of stretched in that spinal area. So that's good. Breathing, allowing yourself to just relax, slowly relax all those muscles and bring it back. Hug in your knees. Bring your forehead up to your knees, and one at a time, let your legs fall down, and we're going into Shavasana. In the Shavasana pose, relax your fingers, relax your toes, and we're just going to do what's called a body scan. And this is a great thing that you can do throughout the day when you're going to bed, as you're starting a meditation practice. So we're just going to relax your eyes and relax your forehead and your cheek and your jaw, your tongue. Relax your neck and your shoulders. Relax your arms and your fingers. Let your fingers fall open, palms up. Let your chest be heavy to the ground, and as your mind's eye scans over your chest, notice the rise and fall of your stomach. Let your hips be heavy and your thighs. Relax the muscles in your legs and all the way in your feet. And scan to just see if there's any discomfort anywhere in your body and take notice of it. And now we're going to move through the 5 senses and just really try to be present with our body. And so first thing we're going to do is stay with that feeling, how your clothes feel on your skin, how the mat feels underneath you, what surface, carpet or floor is underneath you. If any part of your body is hot or cold, just notice everything you're feeling. And now we're going to focus on what it is you hear. All those tiny little noises you might hear in the room. And now we're going to focus on anything you can smell or any lingering taste in your mouth. Just notice. Notice what is there. And we're also going to notice what you can see. Even with your eyes closed, there are light and shapes moving behind your eyelids. Take notice of what you can see behind your closed eyelids. And continuing with this practice of trying to be as present as possible, we're going to take in some nice deep breaths, just noticing our breath as it goes down and rises our stomach up and falls. And see if in your mind you can count to about 10, following your breath in nice and cool and following it all the way back out again. Take one last breath here, bend your knees and let them gently fall to one side, cradling your head, and gently bring yourself up to a seated position that's comfortable for you. Your palms are open on your knees. You can continue to keep your eyes closed and just feel your body at this moment and how it feels after doing this practice versus before. Place your hands in prayer position and we put them up at our forehead to ask that we have clear and loving thoughts today. To our heart that we have clear and loving intentions, and to our lips that we have clear and loving communication. Namaste.